In the name of God the Almighty, peace to you. Today, no, I'm not going to do an advertisement here, but I just want to read. This is a can of soup. I want to read the ingredients if the light allows to, because they are very small written. Water, mushrooms, oil, milk, iron, calcium, chicken, salt, herb extracts, spice extract, and so on. So this is a product that everybody can buy from a supermarket shelf, and of course it feeds one person for a meal. And when we pay the price, we give thanks, or we pay the efforts of the one who produced it, and also the one who produced it or have already paid for the ingredient and contents for the agriculture worker and so forth. However, we hardly thank the source of all the ingredients I have been speaking about, whether it's sugar or salt or water or milk or whatever. So without the source, all of this wouldn't exist and we could not have our lunch. So the point I'm trying to make here is that when we say thank God, and many do not say it even before our meal or after it, we are hardly giving enough thanks, because many things these days we take for granted. Thanking God would be also, or should be, related also to using our minds and to understand that we have been abusing the ecosystem big deal around us, and to not mention abusing the freedom of people, abusing the rights of people, abusing the what belongs to people, the lands of people. So all these products are made, and it's not I mean, we take them easily, we pay a price for that. However, we don't know exactly how much uh, this kind of industrial food have been cutting off the life of this planet or the ecosystem, or how much abuse it's causing for the animal kingdom. So when we really want to be thankful to God, we have to act like God. We have to understand our planet, we have to understand the needs of each and every species on it. We have to respect the balance we have, to act wisely well in everything we produce and everything we consume. and and of course we have also, as I said, to protect what belongs to each and every one of us, which is unfortunately we don't live in such world in any shape or sort of form. Yes, there's industrial revolutions that have been going mainly in the West, but it has been causing damages for the ecosystem worldwide, not only here. So all these things, when we want to do a prayer or we thank God before we eat our meal or after it, to thank, and I am sure there are maybe 75% do not even remember to mention God at all when they eat. So the real thank is when we understand the gift and appreciate it, and give the source, whether it's the main source, which is God, or what He, you know, paved the way for us for a good life with, whether it's the animals that we have the milk from, or the soil that we have got the oil or whatever from, or grains, and whether we want to thank for the chickens who are sharing their bodies for us, and all these things. So we have everything around us for us, and we abusing it instead of being thankful and grateful for it. So that's just related to just the food. We have to do same thing regarding clothes, to not, I know many people who are having enough wealth or are born in a rich family or whatever. They even don't wear a piece of clothes more than once, or maybe a year, and that's it. And many also, they don't even bother to share it with someone who's less fortunate, because they would be uh, maybe very busy to do so, or they give it to some kind of one of their servants who will then later sell it or something. So we are living in a very irresponsible world, very unthankful world, very ungrateful world. That's why all this abuse of nature has been going on. And the problem that people, whether they are religious or not religious, or they believe in God or they don't believe in God, they don't take in account all these things that they count as many things, and they are taking them for granted. Imagine just there is no more water available to drink, no more clean water available to drink. How much suffering will be? Would the money make water? For example, I'm just giving an example. Imagine if there is no more food, or the wheat all over the place, for example, gone extinct. They didn't produce, I mean, not one single field worldwide produced wheat for 7 years or 10 years. What will happen? How the people will eat? So there are many things around us, including the oxygen that we breathe. We are taking them for granted. And as I said, if we thank God, we thank Him by on our lips, but there is nothing in our heart, there is nothing in our actions, daily lifestyle, that is related to be thankful really to God. And we are starting seeing reaping what we sow, with all the pandemic and the viruses and the pollution of the air and everything. We are starting to pay the price of our own, I don't know what we want to call it, ignorance, greed, uh, very stubborn way of understanding the existence around us, and all these things. So how we can fix this, if we can still fix anything? There is no other way how you can stop, for example, the car industry from producing more and more car, how you can stop the people from consuming all the things and buying all the things, other than destroy the monetary system completely, remove it out of the equation. If motivation comes to you to do your work is coming from money, you are not a worthy being. You have to respect yourself, you have to respect everything around you, you have to respect the existence itself. If you want to act selfishly and greedily, I'm sorry, you are not a part of the future. We spoke about food and, as I said, and clothes and the oxygen, the air, the clean water, everything related to our well-being. We have been abusing it by our own selfish, destructive behavior. And then when a pandemic took over the place just slightly, because this rhythm is not really big deal, hardly 2 million dead per year, while you are giving birth to nearly 500,000 of babies every day. So what we are having here is a problem from A to Z. It's a huge problem that unfortunately no one is speaking really and seriously about. And even those people who are going out to speak about climate change and something, they are more, to me, they are giving some kind of advertising for the new kind of energy or uh, new type of energy that some countries want to sell. It's not their movement, that has nothing to do with bringing justice to the ecosystem or to the planet itself. It's some kind of paving the way for a new way of greed, nothing more, nothing less. Greed has taken off the oil and the gas mask, and now he's going to put the friendly energy, the eco-friendly or whatever, environmental friendly energy. So you are, as long as I don't hear anyone speaking about not giving birth to more than specific number per family, I don't want to hear anything else from anyone, whether it's a cleric, whether it's a politician, whatever he is or she is. The main problem is the explosion in human reproduction. If you still can't see it, you are totally blind. And you don't understand why it's exploding now. 4 billions in just 40 years, in the last 40 years. You don't understand why it's exploding that much, because people are sitting on their asses all the time and not doing anything that's useful. Even I do sit on my ass all the day, but I am, for example, when I go to bed, I look like asleep, but I am, for example, thinking about things, at least using my mind into something. But these people sit on all day, either playing games or playing or having sex or watching TV. What they are going to produce other than children? Because they got their salaries with fake jobs, or you know, uh, having the foods they have easily without any fucking effort. So when we lose the basic way of living, we lose everything. Everything must be moderate. We got the Industrial Revolution, okay, but if it's not twinned with responsibility and wisdom, it's destructive. And as we can see, we can hardly anymore reverse things unless we take radical measures, which I stated in previous videos. So, speaking about God on our lips is no longer enough. It has never been enough, actually. But because people are taking everything superficially, very superficially, they don't understand the divine within themselves. They don't see it because they are so blinded by their daily routines, and they take many things for granted. So they are not really uh, knowing where they come from and how much power within they have. They didn't activate it because they didn't feel at all during their lifetime that they are threatened, or they are, uh, you know, they would imagine that one day they would lose anything or everything. So, as I said, when we don't act responsibly, we are not thankful to God. Stop listening to superficial religious leaders which are put in place either by mistake or willingly, because they want to take you to the wrong places. I mean, it's for me, I find it, I don't know, many of you find it people loving life or feeling challenged in a way. Many people hate God even because the pandemic happened or there's cancer. Are not going there again. I don't know if this video is still going on. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm really fed up with this world. And I just can't understand why God is still going slowly about it. I mean, seeing these people on windows and balconies playing the violin, that they are people who love life, but some kind of a spooky God is wanting to take it off of them. I mean, these are the worst beings that you could ever imagine because they are not thankful and they don't understand God. And they are just too arrogant to see their fucking own mistakes, which led to what they are now. You love life? Well, live and let live. Live selflessly. Love for your neighbor what you love for yourself. But no, we want to boast about our nation, we want to boast our own religion, we want to boast about our wealth, we want to boast the little science we have, and we want to act greedily, and we want to live like no tomorrow. And then when anything happened to us, oh, God is someone who's spooky, someone who's a tyrant. He wants to torture us, he wants to punish us. And we start seeing your fists in the air, and we start seeing you, you know, acting like you are the victims. God gave you everything. Your fucking mind that you imagine, those hands that you play the violin with, and your hearts that feel nothing. You are all pretenders. That's what you are. You are almost 8 billion zombies who have zero in their hearts. That's the truth. You are not even alive. Because the living beings have feelings and you have nothing. Because if you have feelings, the world won't be in this state. If you use your brains, we don't have all this loads of rubbish cars all over the place. You won't reproduce like more than an animal. You won't sleep with the wife of your neighbor. How much I should count? Your feelings return to you only when you feel threatened, when you feel death is near. While actually, if you are a true believer and you understand how existence functions and how God is, how much is merciful He is, and how much creative He is, and how much loving He is, you wouldn't fear death. But because you are swallowed with your own fucking self to the degree that you don't see anything other than it. You want to have everything regardless of how. And the vast majority are not seeing other than this superficial mortal life or temporary life as their everything. And that's why when death appears or they feel threatened, they feel like losing everything. And maybe many of you wish, if that was the case, that it will be just the end. Because if God wants to really be just and give each and every one according to his deeds, you should be, I don't know, where are you living? Because of the misery you caused to others during your lifetime. Whether they are humans, animals, trees, water, seas, birds. And then we go, if we need something or we feel threatened, and go on our knees to the church or to the mosque or synagogue and try to cheat God and ask for his forgiveness. And then the next morning, we repeat the same mistakes. We don't change our lifestyle. We go still work for that polluting company, driving that car for a reason or another, or nothing. and we still go sleep with anyone we meet, and then we ask where are our feelings, where did they go? I think that's enough, because actually I don't know if, because I lost the connection for a few seconds, I don't know if the video is still going on at all. But I think I made the point. Bye for now.